Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. Spent some time with some family down south in Florida. Was a fun trip, good time to get away and stuff, but it's time to get back to work. So we will be back to working on Todd's truck here in this video. Gonna get the doghouse welded in it, and so all that's permanent. And then we gotta fix those corners there that we'd been working on 2 videos ago, I guess. So definitely have some more sheet metal work to do. And then we're going to try to get the steering column and pedals in it this week. And maybe move on to the back. I don't know. We'll see what kind of time I got this week. But this video is kind of cool for me. It actually marks a year that I've been doing YouTube. So we're in the 4,300 subscriber range. So I want to thank all you guys for that. I never would have thought that 4,300 people would want to watch me just mess around here in the shop. But it's pretty cool. I appreciate all you guys that subscribe and all you guys that watch every week. I do have a website that will be up here maybe another month or so. I don't know. We'll see when it gets done. But I'll have a bunch of merchandise, some shirts, and some other stuff you guys can go on there and check out, or contact info, or just anything like that if you guys want to get a hold of me to talk about a build or anything of that nature. But well, let me show you where we left off with this truck, and let's get started. In the last video, you seen me going ahead and fix this piece on the outside, and obviously you've seen the doghouse done on the inside here as well. But I got to still finish fixing these places. I had this side cut out, and that side still needs cut out. So gonna work on getting that stuff finished up in this video so that, you know, some of that sheet metal work stuff's done. As you can see, this side is still pretty bad. So we'll trim that out and replace that piece in this video as well. But a little more cutting to do, some more to get all this stuff ready. And yeah, this side is pretty nasty. So finish that up, finish weld all this, and we'll maybe work on some of this. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get to that in this video or not. For sure, I want to have this done and some steering column pedals in it for you guys, which will also include putting the brake boost and stuff out here, which I hope we have enough room. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to go right in there. So I don't know. It's all tight under the hoods of these things to fit these motors and everything in here, but I know it can be done. So, well, let's get started. Well, I didn't know how bad it was until I changed it. That's pretty bad. But yeah, so got some new lenses in the old welding helmet. So hopefully that'll help Bill see. Look at that. We can actually see something. So that's cool. That time lapse went quick for you guys, but that was over almost 2 hours worth of video to get all that welded up. Took a lot of time, a lot of wire, and a lot of patience because it's thin, but it's all done. And it's been nice and warm in here, but man, it was so smoky. I had to open the door and let some of it out. I was about choking here. You see it up there in the light. Yeah, it's probably not very good for the health. But I got the door open. We're going to get all that smoke out of here. Let all my heat out, though. That's all right. It'll warm back up. Well, it's another day out here in the shop. I've already done some little stuff that I didn't think you guys would care to see, but I patched a few holes. There was 3 there. The big one here where the fuel neck come through that used to go into the tank that's underneath. And actually, those holes were for the straps. It actually held the fuel tank under there. So I got all those plugged up. Did a few up here in the firewall. Got a couple more to do, but yeah, we're gonna work on this. So I'm gonna try to get that all closed in here and then move on to doing the other side. But yeah, I'm happy how all this turned out. I am considering this. I'm thinking about coming in here and cutting this out, something like that, all the way back on both sides, and then cutting out the piece that's up there and unhooking this wiper motor stuff and making this top piece removable. Not sure yet. It's something I'm thinking about. I don't have to do it now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think I may do that though, just because you could access at least the top of the engine by doing that. And as you can see from out here, it would definitely give some more space, because yeah, that wiper motor is pretty close to the valve cover as it is. But like I said, I would cut up into here, and then that whole piece with the wiper motor be removable, so you would have all that space that you could pull, you know, the valve cover if you needed to, you know, pop an injector out or do whatever you needed to do without pulling the cab. I'm considering that. May do it. Probably won't do it in this video necessarily, but could be something I do once I pull the cab off. I'd have more room to get to it to do that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about me doing that. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for sure, but I know I said I wasn't going to make that removable, which it would just be a small portion of the top, but that still may help to access stuff. But you're still going to have to be able to get in here under the dash to get to the rib nuts that are going to hold this piece in. So you'd still have to pull the dash out to get to that, but I don't know, it still may be easier to do that than pulling the whole cab probably. So may do that here in the future. Probably once I pull the cab back off of this to, you know, get ready to start painting everything and cleaning up everything on the other side of the firewall, maybe I will do that. This side finished up. There's a couple little holes in the firewall I still need to fill, but for the most part this side's done. So now we got to go over there to that side and get it cut out and get it plated back in. For those of you that have been watching the channel for a little bit, you'll understand that may be why we had a bunch of wasps flying around this thing when I was trying to pull the cab off. But I know I found a little bit of wasp nest in the other side, but yeah, that was that was a pretty good sized one. That's probably why they were angry, taking their home away. But I got all this cut out. We're gonna make some templates and try to get this piece put back in, and then work on the piece on the inside, and see if we can get this cab closed back in. Took a lot longer than I expected, but they are done on each side. The center's all welded in and everything, so I'm pretty much done with the inside as far as the panels and stuff, I think. But one thing we are going to go on ahead and look at a little more is the steering column and pedals for this. So let's take a look at that. Well, to show you guys more about this steering column and stuff, unfortunately, I haven't gotten it out of the truck yet. And it's cold out today. In Ohio, it's like I don't know, it's like 20 today. It's probably less than that. And then the wind's blowing like crazy and it's dark. So not looking forward to this, but hey, I'm the one that didn't get it out of the truck yet. So guess we got to go find it. Guess we got a nice sunset out here. It's kind of cool. Looks like sky's on fire. Anyways, here's the truck. I brought a few tools out with me. Let's see where I left this thing. So what we're after is the brake booster, which is right there, and it's bolted through the firewall. Pretty much the rest of the stuff I'm not really going to use, but that for sure has to come out. I guess I did drop the steering column already, but it's in there. I'm going to have to do a little bit of cut, a little bit of trimming, some unbolting, and get into this thing and see if we can get that booster out. The bracket that we're after is this big aluminum piece. There's 4 bolts back there. There's 2 there, 2 over there. It's what holds that whole front piece in there, which is the brake booster and all that, and then this piece is the pedal assembly. Oops, knocked your light down, sorry. But I'll try to get that out before I freeze to death out here. It is a little cold, but see if we can get it out of there. That's one way to do it, I guess. It's cold. Well, that was fun. Definitely cold. And got a little anger out just busting some stuff up we didn't need, so. Well, I got the pieces I need, so let's check them out. This is what we were after. The pedal assembly, and that bolts through the firewall, which actually connects to these studs. So this and this sandwich the firewall, and that's what holds the 2 in. And I got the steering column. I'm really only after like this bottom piece just to rejoin this back to the steering shaft, and probably this boot to go through the firewall. Other than that, I'm not really going to use any more of that, but just wanted to get that out for that. And that's our, this is our button for brake lights. So got that out as well. So we'll see how all this stuff's going to fit in there. I went ahead and pulled that boost tube off because it can be modified, but where this thing has to go, I'm just afraid that I'm going to have to re-engineer it. So if you can see that little dot right there, I think that's where I want about the center of that to be, which I don't know if I can hold it here and try. But obviously it needs to go way forward towards the cab, but I don't want to drill like a million holes in this thing and try to figure out where it's going to go. But that's kind of my thought there. I'll show you the pedal assembly inside. I went on ahead and cut the ear off of it. This one right here, it's for if it was a manual. That's where the slave cylinder would come through, or the master cylinder, not slave cylinder, would come through there. So this is the pedal assembly, and it fits up in here pretty good the way it fits, and the pedals look like they hold there nice. But to keep the pedals away from that center and to keep the brake pedal there, I don't know, we might have to move it around. We have a visitor. Hi, Max. And the wife. The wife just got home from work. And Max out here to terrorize. The trick that I used, this is like pipe dope or whatever. Put a little bit on the end of the studs. So when I slip this dude into the front there, it'll leave little dots of where I need to drill my holes. So sometimes it works better than others, but we're gonna give it a try. it's pretty much level. It's real close. Yeah, I think we got enough. I'm not sure the gas pedal will have quite enough. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, that's all the way. That's a lot of throw. That may be enough. Brake pedal looks like it's got enough too. I think they're a good height off the floor. And we'll look at this under the hood here too. Everything's good. I put the intercooler pipe back in. Got perfect spacing. I think this will be fine. I know that this is a little close maybe, but could always flex these lines a little bit and do a little something to make them work better. But when these hoods close, there's a lot more room than you really think there is on these edges. They don't close real tight. They're pretty far out and they kind of do that. So pretty happy with how that came out though. Now the thing is, we got to get down in there and get that steering column or the steering shaft and get it up into here and see how that's going to work. We are going to use the old steering wheel piece. I need to go look at my truck. I hate to say it, but I don't remember exactly what I did on my truck. But where's it at? There's the old steps. Where is the steering wheel? It's got to be over here somewhere. Well, we need this for sure. That's the shaft that goes between the gearbox and up to the that's the piece that goes from the gearbox up to the steering column. So we are going to reuse that piece. But what did I do? There it is. I'm going to say, I know I kept it. I didn't throw it out for sure. So let's grab this thing. So we are going to reuse a lot of this piece. But pretty much the easiest way to describe it is, you know, these two are going to end up together at some point. I think it's going to be somewhere up in here, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I made my own bracket, I think, to bolt to that, because those 4 bolts on there used to mount onto this piece, and I think I took some of this piece and used it. So this is the old pedals, and I do believe the steering column attached right there. Those two and those two. So maybe I'm not going to use that. I don't know. I know this piece connects up under the cab. So I might take that piece off, and I don't know. I need to go look at my truck. Let's go look at it. It's cold out here. I don't think it warmed up. No, there's still snow on the ground. Stay tuned for that project. That's coming up here soon too. It's dark. Scary. Ta-da! There it is. I know somebody's going to get mad about this too, but this thing still hasn't been washed from when I went and picked up Chelsea's truck. Actually, I don't know that it's gone anywhere since then either. Let's come around here and let's look and see. I'll show you this first because you can see how much space. Wow, this one tucks down in more than mine did, or more than this one does. That's okay. It's a little bit closer over here, but I still think it'll shut just fine. So let's take a look here at what I did with mine. My light just die? Wow. All that, my light's dead. Okay, be right back. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. All right, as you can see, my pedals are a little cramped in here, but actually it looks like I made my own bracket for all that. I made my own little steering stabilizer guy there too. I forgot I did all that. So you can see I transitioned between the old International stuff, and obviously this is new Dodge stuff. But mine went through the Firewall the same way, other than mine has a clutch pedal, obviously. But I like how condensed the other one is. So, well, it looks like I'm going to be making my own bracket for all that, which is fine. And yeah, attach it all up inside of there. So I went on ahead and got the steering shaft put on here. You can see it on right there, and the other end of it's here. It telescopes in and out pretty good, as you can see. So I don't know exactly where we're going to go through the Firewall yet, but at least I have that piece on there. And I went ahead and tossed the dash back in, because the cool thing about this is that you don't have to figure out where the column goes, because that hole and that hole actually are this hole and this hole. So it pretty much lines everything up for you. You don't really have to guess about where the steering wheel was and how it was tipped or any of that. I thought that made it a lot easier. So Well, I'm going to build a plate and drill the hole so it matches this. And then we're going to bolt that thing up in there and hang it from the dash up under there. I'll support it some. But then I can build brackets off of, I don't know, I might utilize this guy here because it was already in there. And obviously some of this new stuff I welded. And there's 2 holes that are, it's kind of hard to see, right there by my finger, and another one over here. And those help support this piece as well. So I'm going to build a bracket over to this that kind of triangulates that or whatever to hold this so it's not just all that pressure on the firewall. So that's something else I'm going to do. So I guess we're going to build some brackets and see if we can get this thing to steer tonight. That was probably a little hard to see, but I did the best I could. But here's what we got. I think that stuff is like 1.5 by 3, and it's welded over there to the doghouse. It's welded over here as well. And I got this piece that goes up and down that connects to the plate that actually holds the steering wheel. So I think that's going to work good. Obviously, I'm going to finish weld stuff out a little better. You just kind of do what you can for the moment until you get the dash out of the way and the steering column. But now I need to figure out where this guy is going to end up. He's going to go through the firewall. I'm thinking somewhere back there in that corner, or up, like right in there, right at the end of my light. But I don't know. I need to do a little bit of looking and thinking because I don't want to do it wrong. Well, here's what we got. I pulled the column back out and drilled a hole and got that guy through there. And this is the end of what goes in the Dodge. So this will go into the end of the Dodge guy that's on the other side of the firewall. This actually fits pretty tight inside of there. So we'll go around here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See if I can hold my phone and do this all at the same time. I don't know. Sorry guys, I'll get you a good view here in a second. Maybe my phone will focus. Focus phone, there we go. Oh. I'm terrible at videoing right now. So this guy will go in the end of there, if I can get him in there, like that. And then this column will actually come up and go into it. So I think that's going to work out just perfect. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm going to have to do some type of stuff up here inside, which I'll show you what I'm thinking. I have this collar that come off of the Dodge column, and this piece of rubber went in there and sealed it, and then that rubber fits tight around there. So I just got to figure out how to get the steering column to, I'll probably weld a plate to this and attach the steering column to this so that then it will spin inside of that rubber, and that'll be the seal that goes through the firewall. I think that'll work too. So we're getting really close to this thing steering, so let's get it finished up. You guys ready for this? I did a little more. I went and put the seat back in it. Got the pedals sitting in it, obviously. Those are done. And columns in it. And everything is hooked up. This truck will steer. So I did make this collar, like what I did with mine. It's obviously welded to there, and the shaft just goes through it. I didn't get that piece done yet that goes, against the firewall there yet. But I will get that accomplished here tomorrow or something. But, yeah, I think everything's going to work out well. The only thing I don't like, I'll get in here, see if I can show you guys. But It sits pretty nice, but the shifter, it hits your leg. So I'm going to have to put some type of a bend to it, or I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but got to do something because, I mean, we like the shifter, but it just, it's too close to your leg. So, but I think it's going to work. We got pretty good room in here. I mean, for what they are, I mean, they're not very spacious. I mean, mine's not either, but everything fits, and I'm pretty happy with how everything's coming out. Well, it's next morning out here in the shop. I need to edit you guys this video, and I need to clean this place up, and I need to move this truck out. Got a couple projects coming today that I need to work on, so it steers now, so that's cool. I can actually, you know, push it out and not have to kick the wheel or turn the wheel myself, so that'll be nice. So let's get some stuff cleaned up and get stuff put away so that I can get a few other things done today. It's nice to get this thing outside, kind of see the stance of it with that bumper on it and stuff. I think it's going to look awesome. It already looks awesome in my opinion. I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, I've got a few things I need to do in the shop today, so I had to move it outside. But you know, all these corners are done on both sides. I need to trim this piece up a little bit still. But the steering shaft was all hooked up. It was kind of cool to be able to, you know, actually steer it out of the shop for a change. So that was nice. As you can see, all the pedals, and I got the seat just sitting in it right now. But yeah, steering wheel's hooked up. So pretty cool achievements. I'm pretty happy about that. So got a little bit more I'm gonna do on the inside. I guess I should show you that first. I'm gonna build a little center console piece that'll go here. It'll rise up to about the height of the seat, maybe not quite. And it'll have cup holders in it, and then there'll be a switch panel, kind of like what's in my truck up here. So we're gonna a little bit of fab work to do there still. I still got to finish weld some of this stuff, and I'm gonna probably move the pedals around some, heat them and move them a little bit, and try to scooch them over towards the engine just a little. Trying to think, but after that we're moving on to the back with I'm gonna build my own fuel tank holders on both sides, and I'm going to build the stack brackets and all that for the stacks. And then this will get a gooseneck hitch, a B&W turnover ball. I'm going to go get a used one and put it on here, and then I'm going to whatever I got to do to make the height level front to back. So I think that gooseneck hitch will sit up, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 inches or something like that. So I'm going to level the frame clear from the back to the front at that height so that it'll be just completely flat. So I think that'll be pretty neat. And then we're building a whole drop bumper on it like mine and all kinds of stuff. So we'll be moving on to the, you know, I like the fab work more on the back that's open and you can get to everything. You know, some of that stuff in the cab's real hard to get to weld, and got to be a contortionist to get in there to do it. So a lot of progress on the truck. Real happy with where it's turning out and how it's coming together. We're getting close. So finish that fab work on the back, then we'll have it in paint and get the cab and the frame and everything all painted up, and then all the wiring, and put the whole thing back together. And maybe by Christmas, I'm hoping by Christmas to maybe get this thing on the road. We'll see what happens. But appreciate you guys watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.